There's a devil in the bottle staring straight at me, daring me to reach out.
Hey guys, okay, so Mike here. Real quick, I'm gonna go over how to tie a really quick and simple, easy version of the Royal Coachman. So go ahead and start your thread. And by the way, just so you know, this is red 70 UTC. Yeah, and I believe this is not pre-waxed. Pre-waxed would be better, but this is what I had at the moment. I'm out of pre-waxed thread. Okay, so for the wing, let's go ahead and start the wing first. You're gonna need some calf body hair. This stuff right here came from Orvis. They actually carry really nice calf body hair that they stock. Go ahead and get you a good, generous portion. And this stuff isn't like elk hair. You're going to use a lot more of this stuff than you actually think when you cut it, because it has a ton of underfur. Most of the time, I end up using a dubbing brush to help me get out all the underfur, because a normal comb just doesn't seem to want to get it. Okay, once you got that stacked up as best as possible, go ahead and pop it out and then pinch. Cool. See how much of that fur just, there you go, just wants to stick out. Okay. Sometimes this stuff is really hard to stack and get tied on. Sometimes it's pretty easy. Okay, so go ahead and measure it out. Length of the hook. Go a loose turn, one more loose turn, and then you can really bind it down. Then come in with some serrated all-purpose scissors. You know, if you can find yours. Mine may be MIA. Okay, there's those scissors. Oh, here they are. Okay, so these are all-purpose, serrated, and watch the kind of cut you get with these. You can, if you can grab it all. There we go. That's all it takes. This stuff can be really tricky to cut. Use your sharpest scissors, because if you use dull scissors and you try to cut calf body hair, it'll actually just end up pulling the wing out, because it kind of binds up in the scissors. And if you can flatten your thread out, you can cover this stuff, the butt ends up really easy. Okay, and I'm not gonna post it just yet. So now go back to the back of the hook, touch and turns all the way to the barb. Okay. So here we got moose mane. This is from Jesse Brown's at South Park. Okay. Go ahead and pull out, I'd say about 1.5 dozen fibers. You don't need that much usually, and try to even them up. Before you put them in the stacker, this stuff tends to be really long. So before you put it in the stacker, go ahead and even those butt ends up as best as possible. Dropping a couple of them. There we go. A couple. They don't want to cooperate. There we go. Cool. And then just cut off these long tag ends. So, okay. Now you can stack it. Okay. And it doesn't take much. Just a couple taps. Pull it out. Pinch. Okay. And I want to go about length and a half the gape of the hook. And then pinch it down really. Well, might help if I tighten my thread up a little bit. Okay. Just Just go a couple turns, and then touch turns all the way almost to the to where the wing ends. And then I'm gonna just give that a quick cut. Right there. And just keep binding that down. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tie in my peacock. Now for this right here, if you wanted to, you could use strung peacock curl. I'm not, just because I like the way the body looks better with the peacock curl from the sword. Okay, so now I'm just going to break off these light tips. Go ahead and then make your body even. And just give it a couple wraps. Oh, don't do that. Just about right there. And then go ahead and tie this stuff off. And then break it off. Or cut it off. I'm gonna cut it off because I had a bad experience on the last fly. I just trying to break this stuff off. And then I'm gonna use this red stuff right here, this thread, and then twist your thread counterclockwise until you really see that stuff really flatten out and it turns almost like silk. It makes it really easy. So this way you don't have to, you know, it's hard sometimes to get floss in certain colors you want it. This will save you some of that headache. I'm gonna bulk this up just a little bit. Okay, right there. And then go ahead and grab 2 more peacock curl, or 3. You can do 3 in this case. You know, I'm gonna do 3 just to keep my taper looking like I like it. Okay, go ahead and break those off. Go ahead and pop off these fragile tips. Okay, and then go ahead and wrap. That's all you need. Go ahead and tie it off. And if you want to also, sometimes what I'll do is just to make sure my hurl's gonna hold up, I'll actually rig this stuff, but you don't need to right now. So go ahead and pull that wing back, give it a little bit of a bump just to hold it up. Looks good. Okay, go ahead and split them. This is a good fly to kind of poke around with. I don't see a lot of people on the small streams who fish with a Royal Coachman. I just think when they look at it and they're like, you know, because there's not a lot of people that I run into in North Carolina, especially on the smaller streams that I go, you know, that I'm all, you know, on all the time, who tie their own flies. Most of the guys I see, and this is just most, buy flies at a fly shop, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you're kind of limited to your patterns unless you buy from a fly shop that has someone who specifically ties all their flies for them. So some guys like that who are new, starting off, who aren't very involved, will look at a Royal Coachman and they don't see when they see it, they don't see anything natural about it. You know, so they won't, you know, they won't buy this kind of fly to use, which is why I like fishing with one, because you gotta, if you're gonna catch some fish, you want to catch the big fish, you gotta kind of come to the realization that the big fish see flies every year, every season. You know, they see all these flies on the water, they get used to it. Oh, and this right here, I'm sorry, just before I forget, this is a furnace saddle hackle, and the size is 12 to match the hook. But yeah, so, and this is a whiting saddle too, and I'm gonna be very generous with the hackle. This would be a fly that I want to either fish a dropper behind or in fast water. And see how I'm kind of, I don't know if you can see or not, I kind of have a couple of fibers that are wanting to stick out on me. Just kind of bring those back. You know, don't trim that tag end of the hackle off until you do your whip finish. Okay. Now bring your finish tool in here. Oh, just missed the eye. Come on. There we go. Oh, come on. There you go. 1, 2, 4, 5. And then go ahead and just kind of tighten that up a little bit. There we go. 2 for 1. There we go. Cool. And that is a quick and easy Royal Coachman. Cool. A little bit of head submit and she's done. Thanks for watching.
I want you to love me like my dog does, baby. When I come home, want you to just go crazy. He never looks at me